All right. So what are we drinking today? What do you have?
Oh, you'll like this one. It's the hairy eyeball
The hairy
ale.
eyeball.
Yeah, it just has a picture of a fucking red eye.
I need to look that up now. The hairy eyeball rather.
Yeah, it's one by Lagunitas. So I was like, oh yeah, sounds tasty, I guess. Nice and 9%er.
All right.
What about you? What are you drinking?
Called Grolsch Premium Lager, brewed in Royal Grolsch, Holland.
Lager.
Lauded for craftsmanship and artistry. I don't know. I just picked something at random.
Okay.
Honestly, like, I go into this fucking liquor store all the time, and I just buy like one or two different like drinks. I wonder what they think of me.
You're just trying them all out.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's weird. Like maybe it's weird to see like some like bearded 20-something, young 20-something just walk in and buy like 2 or 3 different cans, and that's all, rather than like a 6-pack or 12-pack of something.
I mean, I used to do that shit all the time. Oh, I used to get some tips driving, doing deliveries, and I'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go home, so I'm gonna grab a couple things from the liquor store and then go home. So there's this one liquor store that had just like a huge variety of these different good beers, and I was like, all right, I'll try this one and this one today.
Sounds blessed. You did delivery,
I mean,
though. Pizza delivery?
Yeah, I was
Pizza
a pizza
time?
delivery guy. Yeah,
Peter
5 years,
Porker?
man. And they hooked me up with free food and everything. We
That's
didn't
blessed.
get the music though. We didn't get the same music.
Ugh.
I'm gonna pour this thing, by the way.
All right, let's go. Nice. All right, first sip.
This is dark looking. Not bad.
Mine's good. Mine's good. I like it. I've been wanting to get some mead, but
Shit's expensive.
not only is it expensive, but I mean, the ones in the cans, I'm sure they'll be like a little bit reasonable, like $3-ish Canadian, which is kind of a lot for just a can, but you know, for a specialty drink like that, that's okay.
Maybe it's a little bit more common up there, because like I have trouble finding mead unless it's like a specific place where I can find kind of just different beers.
Well, the local liquor store doesn't stock it. They said I need to like look downtown, which is feels bad, man.
Hey, buddy, you got
I used
the
to have
wrong
to go
store.
downtown for some other drinks, like some specific bitch drinks. And by bitch drinks, I mean like the girl drinks. You know what I mean? Like the sugary ones that like you can't even tell are alcohol.
You mean like the ciders?
At the side, a level below ciders, because ciders still have that punch to them, that bitterness. Like these girl drinks, sweet and strawberry wine. Ugh.
Oh.
I can feel my testosterone melting away.
Tastes good.
Yeah, it's good. Good.
Tastes sweet.
Recommend. Vodka mud shakes at the first drink. The first drink of the first podcast. De facto bitch drink.
It just tastes like a fucking shake with vodka.
Yeah. Goes down smooth. Sometimes that's all I want. Sometimes I want a bit of punch. This lager's good. Doing the trick.
The lager. I think isn't it pronounced lager?
Lager. Oh, what? Okay. All right. Lager.
I'm not to be a dick or anything, but I'm just
No,
helping you
I
out.
understand. I understand. You're embarrassing me. First
Sorry.
fucking 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. Like 2-3 minutes. I'm getting embarrassed for my inadequacy. If Kuka ends up watching this, I'll be crucified.
What
I'm not a true
fucking
Canadian.
idiot. Sips whiskey.
All right. Well, first thing on our agenda. It's our first episode of the year, and it's been a good like 3 weeks or so since we last recorded. So I think it'd be a good way to start by just catching up again. Like, what are you up to this holiday season? You do anything special? I know you went to like to with your family, but anything else or details behind that?
So spent some time with them. Brothers and sisters were in town, and you know, usual business. My niece was born a couple of days ago, actually, so that's cool.
Did you go to see her yet, or just?
I mean, she's just born, and I was working today, so like it's kind of difficult 5-hour drive just for
Oh,
this or that when I have
true.
work
That's
the
true.
next day. So
Yeah.
I as soon as I can, I probably will. I'll probably go down for spring break, check on things, see her. But aside from that, things like trying to prep for the class, like the bio 2, I've not gotten like any emails this entire time, and then I look at one of my Canvas pages, which is like a little system we have for school,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh, these are assigned to you, and it's like there's nothing here. It's just like nobody's told me anything. What am I supposed to do? You just dropped all this bullshit on me. What am I supposed to do?
So you're prepping for a class, but basically they didn't give you any instructions.
They've told me nothing.
They gave you squat.
This is how I'm feeling right now. It's like, wait, what's going on, bud?
Is this your vent drawing?
I drew as like, dude, what the fuck?
Damn.
I sent out emails and whatnot to ask about it because, like, dude, that's weird. That's weird. It's a week before classes start, and I haven't heard a word. Like, nothing about prepping the class, nothing about syllabuses, no links, no nothing.
I guess when it's like the break, even the profs or like the heads are like zoning out.
I
Maybe they're
mean,
zoning out too.
that or they just didn't think of it. They're like, oh, they already know what to do. It's just like, dude, I don't know. It's my first
They
time.
follow up with you at least, or
No, I haven't heard
no?
anything.
Oh shit!
I haven't heard anything yet. I
Left in the
sent out the
dark.
emails and I haven't heard yet.
Oh shit! All right,
So
well you're not to blame then.
yeah, I'll probably start prepping stuff anyways. Like there's a little link I did get from my guy I shadowed last semester that has all the stuff, so I might start prepping it just in case. But yeah,
All right.
that's about where I'm at right now.
Well, first of all, like over the course of the winter holidays, not like I was doing anything prior to that to begin with, but that's when I started going hard on art. I know it's the same case for you now that you've got your tablet as well.
Oh yeah, I guess that is a development. Is that yeah, drawing tablet.
Of course. Yeah, I've been trying to do a lot more. And when New Year's hit, it's like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to focus on this, and I pumped out some good work in my opinion. I think I'm pretty happy with what I'm pumping out right now. But hey, that's that. But aside from that, um, not too much. Just chilling with the boys, getting smashed at like 3 a.m. during the holidays. Like whatever.
It's whatever. You sleep until like 2 anyways.
Yeah. Sometimes until 6 p.m.
Jesus,
I hope to God I don't sleep in tomorrow.
dude, all that late night Jackbox.
It's not just that, man. It's like, ugh. It's a problem I have where I stay up until like 6 or so, just meandering, doing fuck all. Sometimes I do end up doing something productive like draw or whatever, but then it's just, ugh, I can't sleep. Can't sleep. And then I end up getting fucked because I go to sleep at like 7, and I wake up in like 6 in the afternoon, and just like, what's wrong? What's wrong with me, man? What's wrong with me? It's hard. It's
I
hard.
mean,
It's hard for me to sleep, man. Why?
if you don't have things on your schedule where you have to be up at an hour, like I don't know, people kind of just fall into their own natural routine.
That's right. That's right. When I was like working part time, oh wow, my sleep schedule pristine. Sleep at 10 p.m. after getting home, and I wake up early and felt nice. But now it's just like, yikes! I'm waking up at 6 p.m. and sleeping at 6 a.m. Like, what's wrong with me?
You know, it's something about there's a study done where it was talking about circadian rhythms, and it's not necessarily true that everybody has a 24-hour cycle. Some have like a 23-hour cycle or like a 25-hour cycle, and these variances can cause that I don't know. It can probably cause that kind of night person, morning person kind of thing going on because your sleep schedule is different. Like if you didn't have like light cues and all that, or have things where you need to be up in an hour, you kind of default to where you want to be. And I don't know where the go to bed at 6 a.m. thing falls, but maybe you're just more of a night person, and then you just kind of have gotten your sleep schedule so fucked.
Yeah. It's more like 20 hours or so for me. And then getting that shit out of whack just puts me in that bad habit. But it's something that can always be corrected.
Yeah. You just haven't had to.
Yeah. Well, that's about it for my holiday musings, what I've been up to.
Oh man. I almost want to share the draw file because that was fun. That was fun the other day. SV being back with his art.
Oh yeah, SV is back. That's a
a
Christmas
big
miracle.
see, last time you're like, where is he? You said he'd be back. Zib, no, he's back. See, he always comes back.
I know, but
time.
hey, it was so long, man. It was so long. And to our viewers, if you don't know SV, this guy, he chilled with us in voice a lot. And there's just a period, like following the summer, I believe. I think it was like a 6-month absence.
Yeah, he just kind of
6 to 5. It's kind of like he ditched us for a little bit.
Yeah, he just has no internet, or he's busy with family or work, or he's off saving the world or doing something, and we just don't hear from him for months. And then he just shows up again one day, and it's just like, oh, hey, welcome back.
It's just so strange how it's just back to normal after that. It's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, folks have other things going on in their lives.
Yeah. And when you're on the internet, I suppose that's the way things go. It's more often than not, I think that like inevitably there's gonna be a point in time where someone's gonna have to off this shit. Maybe not more like these days, but I don't know. I don't know that.
Things catch up with people. They find other things to do with their time, and sometimes they're just doing other stuff. They have better things to do with their time, which it's fine. It's fine.
Right. And I suppose I can transition to one of our topics today, and I kind of just put this as a prompt rather than like explaining it too much, but I don't know. I just want to know your thoughts on the importance of alone time. It's time alone.
Alone time.
Alone time.
I definitely need that every so often. Like if I've been outside, like working in the lab or even just at the gym or whatever, I need to veg for a while because I can't be around folks for too long. It's too much. It's too much. I guess I'd be on the more introverted side of things, so it's I just stopped caring after a bit. I'm just like, dude, I need to just go chill. Like sometimes it's just coming on the Discord and just kind of vegging on here. It's not really like talking.
Yeah.
Other times it's like, no, I need to actually like watch something or just play a game by myself.
I feel like chilling with people on like Discord is kind of a middle ground because you're not like in person putting time aside to just like have a function or something. You're just popping in a voice to chill, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, you can put in as much or as little as you want because, like, yeah, you can just chill and listen to other people do stuff and occasionally comment, or you could be like fully in the conversation doing shit with people. But when you're in person, it's different because you're probably invested in whatever is going on, even if you don't want to be.
Yeah. I remember hearing from a friend that it's something like a social battery. And you can kind of view it like, have you ever played The Sims?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the social needs bar, dude. And it'll deplete after a while. And if you gotta increase it, otherwise you're just gonna end up dying. And that fucking weirdo clown's gonna come to your house, try to cheer you up, and you don't want that shit.
Honk.
Honk honk.
So
except the clown is manifest in deficiencies. Maybe I can put it that way.
Deficiencies? What do you mean?
Deficiencies. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I'm without... I don't want to say but I feel like for people that are just completely deprived of social contact whatsoever, there could be some negative lasting effects to that person. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. There are studies out there, I'm sure.
I mean, if they're usually deprived of social stuff, they're probably going to be a little bit more like needy with whoever they do end up interacting with. That, or they're going to be a lot more like standoffish. They don't know what's appropriate.
True.
But I mean, like if you haven't talked to somebody in a little bit, it's like, all right, whatever. But I mean, like for like long periods of time, yeah, I think that kind of fucks with the person. It's part of the reason why I think sometimes, like, I don't know, were you homeschooled?
I wasn't.
Okay. I wasn't either, but I feel like sometimes with homeschooling and all that, like being in middle school or high school, you end up socializing with people and you learn certain social cues. Well, if you're not around those folks, you don't end up learning some of those. So it's like it also translates later on in life. Like if you don't end up interacting with a lot of folks, you don't learn some of these social cues unless you end up talking with other people,
Hmm.
which ends up you end up with some really awkward people, or people that just don't get it,
Have you had to put up with people like that? Is this why you're
Uh,
calling upon the specific example? Because I
uh,
know I've spoken to at least one person that's been homeschooled.
it's just the homeschooled kids that I have talked to have always been kind of a little off. At least in my experience growing up, I could tell they just didn't get some things, so they'd they'd act. Man, I'm trying to think of a specific example to give you to kind of convey that awkwardness.
Well, I guess that's just a general thing. It's not like you can't call upon a specific example of de facto awkwardness. You could just kind of tell that they didn't really pick up on particular things, I suppose.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They're being just a little too quirky, man, and it's a little weird.
Well,
Uh,
the only homeschool kid I know, at least, this was back when I played games on the PS3, dude. And I played fighting games with this guy. I don't talk to him no more because I off most of the people that I knew from back then.
hmm
But he seemed fine to me because I think he went straight to college after he finished his homeschooling. And I guess that was the point when he started picking up on things. He was a smart guy, so.
Yeah, he just needed that social interaction.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, like, what was he? Was he a little awkward like before that?
Uh, well, I started talking to him at that point in
Oh,
his
okay.
life, so I wouldn't be able to tell, but it didn't really factor into my judgment of him or assessment.
Yeah, I mean, like people go into the workforce and then they start talking with folks and they kind of pick up on the things.
Yeah.
This is just an opinion, by the way. This is just like from my experience with homeschooling stuff. No offense to people that have been homeschooled or anything.
Oh yeah. There are exceptions, or perhaps the norm is homeschool people are actually normal, and these are the exceptions that we're seeing. Never know.
All I'm saying is, yeah, it was like go after a day of work. It's important to take that time away, at least for an hour or two. Spend the time alone.
Mhm.
Do you have to do that? You seem pretty social, Milk.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. First of all, what do you mean by this? I seem pretty social. What gives you this impression?
Okay.
This impression.
You go out and do things more often.
All right.
You
Well,
go to social outings more often.
it's only with the same group of friends, and these are just the guys that I've been stuck with. I don't go any further than
You just been stuck with them.
yeah. I don't really like viewing it this way because these are my boys, but they're my group of friends and they call on me when it's like group gatherings and shit. So it's like, why not? I should go. Though sometimes I do flop. More often than not, I end up going. But anything further than that, like going downtown for bar hopping or shit, I'm not really about that. I'm too quiet around like randos basically. I'm more the type that likes to get like a read on people before I end up talking to them, and then after that,
So you're open with folks that you're close with, but not
yeah.
necessarily with people you just met.
But with people I just meet, it's always I have to always put on a veneer of
Yeah.
amiability. You know what I mean?
hmm
When you talk with randos, you can't really be yourself sometimes, and that can be kind of exhausting. And I guess
Yeah.
that it's a social battery thing. Like I said, maybe it's less of a drain when you're hanging with your boys and just chilling and having a good time, but maybe it's more of a drain when you need to put on these veneers when you're talking with people that you don't really know too well. Get kind of exhausting pretty quickly.
Yeah, because I mean, like you may be talking about things you don't really care about, and you may be like, I don't know. you
just
can't be
nodding
as
along, like,
genuine
oh
with
yeah,
the person.
man, yeah, yeah, man,
You can't be as genuine with them because like you don't know where they're coming from. You don't want to be a dick to them.
exactly.
You just don't know them well enough. So you got to be careful.
It's hard to say shit like call him a fucker, basically. Like
Yeah.
imagine this: you're talking to a buddy, close buddy, call him a fucker. They're like, ah, you fucker. You say to some random dude that you only talk to for like a week in your class, or say like a coworker, and they're gonna look at you like you're weird, dude. They're gonna look at you like you're a fucking weirdo.
Hmm.
That's just how it be.
Yeah. At least till you warm up to each other. That or you weird them out and they just go away. And it's like okay, whatever.
It's a give or take in that case. But
Ah.
yeah, that aside, alone time for me, it's nice to have, but more often than not, I can balance the two, like alone time and time out with the people. Hell, even talking with people on Discord is kind of like a social undertaking for me, and it's hard for me to like have like a sit down and just shut my brain off and have alone time sort of moment at any given time. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just fixated on hopping on Discord and just talking to people that I don't
Because
really give myself that time to be alone and just chill and play a game or something.
I mean, it's a little bit different. It's a little less taxing. And sometimes, like, you're not even giving your full attention to the people that you're hanging out in the Discord with, because, like, you could have a bunch of people in that group just chatting, and you're just there.
Hmm.
I
Same
find
time though,
myself,
you're not actually like alone. You're not
yeah.
being invested into something 100%.
I mean, I find myself doing that pretty often. I just kind of hop in, I hang out, and then I'm like, yeah, I leave when I leave.
Yeah,
If I want alone time, I just grab something I want to read, or I just play a game that I'm by myself, and I'm just like, all right, now this is my time. I don't want to hear anybody.
shit. Maybe that's why I'm up so late. When everyone's hopping off, that's when I have my alone time, and then I get stuck on that because it's the alone time that I've given myself and allocated to myself. So I end up staying up later. Shit, man.
You don't got to be on
Maybe
Discord
that's
all the
why.
time, man.
Yo, I can't help myself, man. I can't help myself. It's
You
coming to the
don't
point
gotta.
where I hop on and I have at least one ping somewhere.
Yeah, that's pretty regular.
And it's kind of fricked because when I do hop on after I wake up, if I don't end up doing that, I feel like I'm missing out on something. You know what I mean?
I could see that, but I mean, like, how much are you really missing out on?
Dog memes,
You missing out on
Walter
dog
pictures.
memes, somebody angry telling you to draw.
Yeah. Fucking Nicks. Please, man, I'm drawing. Please, let's just.
I was gonna say every time I'm looking creative, you got your fan club over there, like, dude, go draw.
It's just that guy, man. It's just that guy. And then
David
maybe
Matana.
Vathana hopping in after, like, draw milk, draw the drones, draw. Take your brains if you don't draw.
And these days, it's usually like, oh, you want a draw pile? It's always you being like, hey, Zim, come do this, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess.
It's because it's late night and I'm feeling it.
Yeah. So speaking of that, every time it's like I would post the draw piles like, why didn't you invite me? How big we got to make this canvas, dude? How many people we got to have?
Yeah, when I do post my draw piles on Twitter, I get people from my locals, or at least one guy from my locals saying, put me in, bro. I got it. I get it there too.
Oh
So don't
man,
worry. It's nice when it's us. But when it's people like I'm a little bit weary, I guess. I hate to be a dick about it, but
dude,
you know,
there's a point where there's too many people. There's too many people on the canvas,
yeah,
and sometimes it's not. I don't want it to be an undertaking to get it going. You know, it's just like I don't want to be pinging people waiting like an hour to do it. It's like, dude, are you here? Let's do it.
yeah, true. Though with drop out, it's more of a like people can just hop in whenever. It's not like broken picture phone where we got to set it up. You can just put up a room and just give it the details and just pop in, I guess.
It's true, but when you're spraying your creative juices all over the page, they gotta take out space before it's too late.
Hey, that's what the 69 by 69 canvas is for.
Oh, is that the size of the last one?
No, it was like 4K by 4K.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because that was actually pretty decently sized. We had a lot of space.
Yeah. Oh, we filled it up, man. Great. All
So
right.
I showed it to one of the guys, and they're like, "Dude, that's a lot of fucking rats. A lot of rats." I'm like, "Yep,
Shit. Who are
yep."
you showing this shit to?
Uh,
I want to hear what they have to say about my shit.
it was a coworker I was playing Risk of Rain with actually just a couple minutes ago.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I was like, I've showed him some of the stuff before. He's like, "Dude, that's a lot of fucking rats." Yeah, he's like the one coworker that can appreciate this kind of thing.
That's
Well,
good. It's good. It's good you find people like that.
he's the one I'm comfortable sharing it with. I don't know. He's
Yeah, I
kind of
mean,
into.
out of all the people that you know, there's always bound to be like a certain number of them, and despite the fact that you're real close with them, there are things like this that you probably wouldn't want to share, or that they wouldn't be into. So it's nice to have
Yeah,
that, like at least a couple of guys that are into the same shit.
yeah. There's one guy I was talking to about BBTAG, and he seemed interested. Actually, it's funny. I guess that's something that's new on the latest thing. I guess the BBTAG.
Right, you're
Playing a lot
playing
of
it a
that.
lot.
I'm trying to learn combos. Milk is yelling at me about assists.
5AAA into 2C into 214CC. Oh, into
And
assist.
then hit space, then hit 5B, and then hit charge 214B. I'm not
And
gonna
into
list out the
super.
entire fucking combo.
Oh yeah. I know
But
them off
still,
the top of my head, man. That's what I play fighting games for. I need to know these combos. Cool.
see,
And I
this is
love
my
doing big dick damage. When I see a 10k on the screen, feel good. I don't care if I like died in neutral 10 times. If I get that one combo, that's all that matters.
dude. I feel pretty bad, man, because there's one motherfucker playing Yumi and Seth, and Yumi solo gets like 9k. It's just like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It's pretty disgusting, honestly.
That like the damage discrepancy is kind of fucked in BBTAG. I'm not gonna lie. Did you see the Yukiko clip I sent?
Yeah, it's just like a
Off
difference
an anti-air. Like
difference
then you see
between
Mitsuru's.
yeah, it's just like the difference between Yukiko going for foreplay and Mitsuru just fucking going for it. Like 21 moves versus 3,
Yep.
and she gets more
And
damage in the
Mitsuru
3.
can still continue after that. Yukiko, I don't think there's enough time to continue that combo. It'd probably take them out of the hit stun. Pretty sad.
It's pretty sad, man.
It's a pretty fucked up game. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm having fun with it. I like the characters. Cool.
All I've learned is if I end up running into Yumi and Seth, I'm gonna get clapped.
I can run that team.
I don't know if I'm gonna get clapped from you. Can you do 9k, 12k combos?
Of course. You know how brain dead easy it is to do 9k with Yumi?
No.
Here's the thing. All you do is BBB into that special where she puts you in the air. You can't burst it. Whoops. 9k. That's all.
Yeah.
Trust me. Like try her, and you'll see.
No, dude. I'm committed. I'm committed to Norakami and fucking S.
Bro, I couldn't say committed to any set team in this game since the way I'm playing, like for funsies. I just want to see what everyone can do, and whoever sticks, that's who I end up playing, basically.
Well, that was Narukami and S. I like big hitboxes. Narukami
And
has
laser.
some mix-ups.
He's a nice laser.
He has the laser, the Zeodyne. Zeodyne.
You're addicted to that fucking super, dude.
Dude, it's great. Even if it gets me killed, it's pretty great.
Sometimes, even in a situation where you'd end up getting fucked for it, you end up winning out because I hit you into the laser and I get clipped because my hitboxes are too big.
I've had it in reverse too, Milk. Don't worry.
Yeah, of course.
Like again, that one S clip where I just kick into the fucking Zeodyne and I get fucking launched. I'm like, I got this. I'm gonna kill fool. Oh, I'm dead.
All right. I guess that's a good point to end up hopping to the next topic of conversation, and this is kind of a big one. You know how we always talk about a keyword, And this time it's nostalgia.
Oh,
And I'm gonna just read this out. The Webster definition of nostalgia. It's the sentimental yearning for the past or some sort of irrecoverable condition.
Irrecoverable condition.
It makes it sound fucking hectic, dude. Nostalgia will kill you, bro.
Dude.
Irrecoverable condition. Like, holy shit. The weight on that statement.
Well, I mean, like, that's the past, man. You can't go back. It's already past.
Is there anything in particular that you feel nostalgic about, Mr. Zim?
Oh, nostalgia. Well, like there's really small things and there's other things where it's like, oh, is bullshitting with friends in these spots. Like in high school, we used to. My friend had this shed. It was like the shed his dad was making, and it had no insulation or anything. But like,
is this a pothead shed?
Every weekend we'd go in there, we'd fucking have some bottle of something, and we'd smoke and fucking just drink, and then we'd go wander and go do shit. And we crash in that shed at night. That was a cold ass shed in the middle of winter, by the way, because there's no insulation. But there's a lot of memories in that shed.
Degenerate shed.
Mm-hmm.
I have something similar, and these times haven't gone past. But now that we're older, it's not really the same. But back when I was a strapping young lad, very inconsiderate about my own health and other people's well-beings, we used to go to this. It was like, I think it was like a water treatment facility thing in my neighborhood. I'm not sure what it is, but there's like a big pipe, and we would go behind this pipe in behind the trees, and just get stoned. And whenever a car would pass, we'd always like seize up like, oh, is that a cop? Because this was before cannabis was legal, so there are good times behind that pipe. I guess experiences like that with buddies, they're not necessarily things that can't be irrecoverable. They can be replaced. You can have those sorts of memories with the same friends if you try hard enough. If you're still with them.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like it's not exactly the same now.
Yeah,
it's not exactly the same. Like
getting locked in the shed now that we're 20-somethings.
Yeah, no,
it's a little bit different.
Yeah, we can just go buy a bottle of something and just sit around. Like, we don't have to go into the fucking shed or, like...
Now it's the porch, not the shed.
The download. Yeah, or download. Fuck, like... Yeah, I mean, go out and drink or just do it around the house. Oh, man, what was I going on about? There's also smaller stuff. Like, there used to be this energy drink that was like $1 I used to get. I used to get it when I was really young. When I was a real gamer, I used to play a lot of Halo 2.
Oh shit!
On classic Xbox.
Damn. And
I'd get this drink called CL1, and it was just a cheap ass energy drink, and I used to get that every day after school. That's the best for me, probably.
Hey, when you're young, your liver can handle it. I'm sure.
Yeah, I probably could have been a little bit taller though. Shit, man. Caffeine.
Is that actually a side effect? Caffeine makes you not grow anymore?
I think actually having too much caffeine when you're young will stunt your growth.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Good thing I consumed a lot of milk.
That doesn't necessarily offset the caffeine, dude.
Well, it's not the fact that I had any caffeine when I was young. I didn't really have that much. It was more soda, which granted is caffeinated, but probably not to the same extent. I was a milk boy. Nutritious milk.
Delicious.
I'm getting an acquired taste for Monster these days, though, not gonna lie.
Yeah, which one?
The Java one.
Okay, those ones are actually pretty good.
Like the coffee plus Monster, though. If I drink it all at once, it fucks me up pretty bad. I need to do a sip at a time.
That's the thing, man. With those energy drinks, like, you feel kind of jittery. Like, if you just kind of sip them gradually, you still get that kind of furkiness without being like overly caffeinated, I guess. Or
yeah, I chugged that motherfucker because it's delicious, dude. It fucked me up something bad, but though that's where I ended up getting most of the drive to draw. Actually, kind of weird. I was so focused.
Java Monster.
I was so focused. Java Monster made me so fucking focused, man.
Oh so no, I was shilling with Java Monster for drawing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This monster shit really put me on that. Really put me on that artistic drive, you know.
Speaking of which, there's this another nostalgia bit. There's a flavor Rockstar I used to get all the time is a pomegranate one. They don't do it anymore.
Oh yeah, the lost flavor. You remember Shaq soda?
Shaq soda. No, I
They
don't
don't.
actually.
Okay, well, they don't have it no more, man. Shaq orange cream soda. That was basically the equivalent for me for your after school $1 drink.
Shaq
'Cause
cream soda.
these Shaq orange sodas, they were 129 Canadian because Canadian inflation. Hot damn. Shaq orange soda slapped. They don't make it no more. Mr. Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, please bring it back. Please. I would buy a fucking 1,000 pack of that shit. Honestly, it was so good, but they don't make it anymore. Same with the Ron Palmer, Arizona. I'm pretty sure they don't make that anymore.
I'm pretty sure they do, dude.
Actually, I
mean
think it's because Ron
Arnold Palmer?
Palmer, Arnold, whatever.
Yeah, no, they do still make that, man. It's just lemonade and tea.
Maybe what I'm thinking is that he passed away. Maybe that's why.
That doesn't make a difference. People still make Arnold Palmers everywhere.
Okay.
In order that you can get that shit in and out if you want.
Damn, bro. Well, I mean, Arizona one specifically.
I mean, I haven't been explicitly looking for it, but I'm pretty sure you can still find it.
Maybe in America. I know I see a lot of like. I one. Shit, man. America gives me nostalgia too. Shit, man. Because going to Florida every December has kind of been a family tradition.
Yeah.
You know, not so much these days because situation shit, you know, it's here and there. But back in the day, Florida was great, man. Go to what is it, a 7-Eleven? Those blue raspberry Slurpees. That was the taste of the American dream for me.
Yeah, raspberry Slurpees.
Yeah, the blue raspberry Slurpee, man. My tongue blue as a Smurf because that shit was delicious, man. I don't know what they did. It don't hit the same in the 7-Elevens here. Really don't.
All that fucking sugar, dude.
Yeah, I'm a sugar guy, man.
Dude, I'm just thinking, like, when it comes to nostalgia stuff, though, like, were these things actually that good, or was it just because, like, we're fondly looking back on them that they're good? Like, if you had one right now compared to something you'd have these days, like, would it be nearly as good?
There's always the idiom of the rose-tinted glasses. You know, when you're looking back on something, and it just looks a lot better than it is. Like, you ever play a shitty video game, but you didn't really have anything else, so you kind of just latched onto it anyway.
Yeah.
But if you were to try to play it today, maybe it wouldn't hold up the same way, you know. But back in the day, you thought it was good, right? It had to be good because you didn't have anything better, or maybe it was just actually good, and you're looking back on it fondly. Like, I can look back on my old PS2 games fondly, and the reason being is because they were good. They were really good, and they stuck with me.
Shit, man. Super Monkey Ball. It was an okay game.
Pretty okay.
Would I go back and play it now? No.
No?
No, probably not. But it's what I had.
Those old Sega games, though, I feel like they'd hold up today still. Well, some of them at least, like the arcade ones.
So I'd say some of those games are actually really good still. Like, even like Super Nintendo games have held up pretty well. Certain ones.
Kind of want to get that Contra collection.
Gotcha.
Because the Contra games on Super Nintendo are godlike. I want to play them again. I guess that's where these HD remaster shit is so compelling. It's kind of malicious now that you think about it. They're preying on our nostalgia, dude.
Yeah, and they're just probably updating the graphics and maybe adding like one or two things, making it a little bit more, I don't know, seamless. Like, did they already do that with the Pokemons pretty much? Like, they did that with like Red and Blue, Gold, Silver. People fucking ate it up.
Yeah, and then Ruby and Sapphire. But those games, they're not one-to-one. They have some added concessions. Shit.
Yeah, they definitely added some stuff, but like it definitely fed on the nostalgia a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But this shit like the Silent Hill HD remaster or the Metal Gear ones or shit, like these games are just one-to-one. They're just upscaled. Or perhaps in Silent Hill's case, they're worse. Do you know the story behind the Silent Hill HD collection?
No, dude, I don't know shit about Silent Hill.
Right, they fucked it up, man. They fucked it up real bad. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but they kind of lowered the fog a bit in Silent Hill 2 and 3, but that was part of the atmosphere. So, well, there goes that. They had to do a redub for Silent Hill 2, and the builds for 2 and 3, if I remember correctly, are older builds. They aren't actually the finished builds because the developers that were handling the HD ports, they didn't have access to the PS2 builds, so they were really glitchy. Yeah,
so they just gave a
fucked up
shittier version
situation.
in the end.
Yeah,
Nice, really remastered.
yeah, definitely. Remastered for a modern audience.
All right, what's a remaster that was actually good though?
Like a remaster or like outright remake?
Like a remaster, like I guess
Porting
maybe
the game.
they ported over the game and they made a couple things nicer.
Probably the Street Fighter Third Strike Online Edition for the PS3. They gave proper modes and shit, like training mode, and they added a lot of features. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, Capcom makes good ports. They make pretty good ports when they put their mind to it. Their port for an old Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up game had a lot of extra shit like scan lines.
Huh?
Scan lines, like you can add fucking graphical features and shit at your own discretion, but it also adds like challenges.
Huh.
Like you can see them on the side of your screen when you play. Kill X amount of enemies and you'll unlock some concept art or something. Shit like that.
Okay.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
That's kind of neat.
But yeah. There's a darker side to nostalgia though that I wanted to touch upon.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking into it a little bit, and it was actually viewed as a psychological disorder. You know that?
Being nostalgic?
Yeah.
Like,
this stems from like,
you're really
I think it was
fixated.
like, yeah, that's probably where it's coming from. It's stemming from soldiers in war times.
Mm-hmm.
They would be so homesick that they would be debilitated. Basically, they wouldn't be able to fight anymore, or they might end up like killing themselves or something.
Oh, jeez.
Harsh. But
so that's like intense nostalgia. I guess that'd be just homesickness. Is it really nostalgia?
well, okay. The article went into more detail than just homesickness. I forget. I need
Are they
to pull it
overly
up again.
fixated on being nostalgic about things? Maybe like it
Yeah.
has to be something that they like is similar to something they remember, or else they just can't.
I suppose. I guess that's where this homesickness like ties into nostalgia in that case, because you're thinking about the past, right? And your time at home, where you were more comfortable rather than being in a shitty situation. I guess that takes nostalgia to the extreme in that case, right?
I
Can't look
mean,
at it that way.
in this case, I think it's in something like being removed so far from the familiar that it becomes really like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like there's a point where it's just like it's way too different.
So in that case, it's probably an antiquated view of nostalgia in that case. Because the way we view nostalgia now, it's like, oh, look at this. Wow, it brings up old memories. This old song reminds me of X.
Yeah,
like that, right?
It's usually some sort of fondness. It's more in I guess a positive tone rather than in that sense where it's yeah, not so much.
All right.
So I mean the term may have changed over time because whenever you think of nostalgic shit, it's just like, oh, an old show I watched, oh, an old game I played, oh, this thing I used to do. Not so much like, oh, I'm really fucking homesick. Like I guess the nostalgia, like remembering these things can probably result in that a little bit.
Taken to the extreme, of course.
Yeah. Go down memory lane and then you're just like, fuck, what happened?
Yeah. I mean, when you're looking at things like that, you're kind of so far removed from reality. You're so affixed on the past that it debilitates your ability to think the present, let alone the future. Then yeah, there's definitely a negative connotation to that. But when you look back at things with fondness, I feel like it's just an overall positive effect.
I mean,
an
it's like
individual.
it's one thing where you're like, ah, yes, I remember this thing fondly, but like, would I go back and do it again? I mean, I'm pretty happy where I'm at now.
That's a good way of putting it. I wouldn't really throw anything else. Excuse me. Throw everything aside just to smoke pot behind a fucking shed again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is a fun. I remember this fondly, but it could have been a shitty experience, you know.
Yeah.
Like my roommate talks about his time in the military, and he looks on some things fondly. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't want to be back in that situation. That sucks. Like you have to do a lot of shit back then too. It's not. It's you remember some of the positive stuff, but there's a lot of shitty stuff too. You know.
Yeah. Positives and negatives, man.
Yeah. You know, now that I think about it, there's a lot of fucking shows and anime and shit that are focused on just high school times, man. What happened? Is it people just looking back fondly on those times? It's like, man, what the fuck happened?
I don't know. It's probably because it's a universal setting, right?
I guess so.
It's just that it's not so much preying on nostalgia more so than it is just familiar, I guess. And if you're trying to reach a broad audience, then no better thing to do than just go back to those days in high school, kawaii senpai, etc., etc.
Because like, how many of those shows do you think like are actually centered on like the focus in college or like after school?
Yeah, those are a dime a dozen, dude.
Yeah,
Really.
I mean, maybe
I can
you're right.
I can count them on one hand. The amount of shows that take place in a fucking post-secondary institution. Like, holy shit, dude. Please, I don't want to look at 16-year-olds. I don't want to look at that shit. Give me those cakes.
Like, hey, Steins Gate is post high school, man.
Oh yeah,
they're actually going to college. There's one. Golden Time.
All I can think of a degenerate anime. I'm sorry. You got Henzemi. You got yeah, I already forgot. Okay, whatever.
We don't have to list them all. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you're right.
It's really something you can count on one hand, man. I'm putting that out there.
Maybe you're right about it though. It's like if you're talking about like the average Japanese kid, like they all have shared that experience of going to high school and doing this stuff like thing, you know. Whereas, I mean, right after school, some just go on to go fucking work. Yeah. That's how it is for a lot of folks, I feel like, is just like go on to work.
Work. Wagey.
Work.
Back in the cagey.
Dude, I've been working since high school.
Shit, man.
Been working since high school. Ain't anything new.
Now you're working in school.
Dude, I've been working in school for years. And it's always weird when I hear, like, they haven't had to work a job ever. Like, before even getting their bachelor's degree. It's like, you never had to work, man? Isn't that kind of weird? Like, I feel like you should get some experience working any sort of job before then.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. With us at least, with my generation of kiddies, we're kind of in a comfy position, I guess. When you're living in suburbs, middle of a city, you don't really have that much incentive to do it, I guess, other than, oh, I want to make some money to buy this. That was the case for me. I ended up working at the zoo part-time.
You worked at the zoo?
Yeah, I worked at a zoo.
What did you do?
I wasn't like a zookeeper or anything. I just worked at like a food stand.
Okay.
I wasn't a zookeeper.
Yeah, I mean,
perhaps that's where my zookeeper mentality came from when it comes to fighting games. Now I think about it. It was just mostly part-time shit for me, seasonal. But when you say like it's good to get experience, I don't know. These part-time jobs, they were just kind of like whatever things that I did for like 3 months to get some money. I don't really see how that helps me on my CV. Not gonna lie.
It's not so much that, it's more of a growth thing for a person. Like, fuck.
I mean,
if you work in food service, you're gonna be a little bit more respectful of people who handle your shit later because you've been in their shoes before.
Yeah.
If you've been in the shoes of somebody working before, you're not gonna be as much of a shithead.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, definitely. My time in working part-time, not only in the food stalls and shit, or server, or what else, a record store, whatever, doing fucking retail and shit. I know how to treat people that handle my shit at those stores with respect all the time. Definitely. I'm not gonna put shit on them for having a bad day. I'll just be like, yeah, this employee was kind of a dickhead, but whatever. Maybe they were treated like shit by a customer, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't know what's going on in their day. Like you're not gonna go full Karen on them and fucking grill them because they forgot to give relish for your hot dog or some bullshit, you know.
I want to speak to your manager.
Yeah.
Too many times. You have any autistic work stories?
Oh man, there used to be
these Indians that owned pretty much all the hotels around the town I used to live. And whenever I got an order from them, man, they expected all these discounts, all these sauces, and all this shit for free. And it's like, dude, I'd get bitched out even when we gave them the stuff. And it's like, dude, I gave you everything already. I can't do anything more. Because we did have deals with them.
You did have or didn't have?
Yeah, they advertised for us and some of their stuff, and they did things for us. So we hooked them up a little bit. But like, dude, they expect more and more. It's like, dude, I can't do anything more for you. So I get that call every time I talk to him, and I get fucking guilted for not giving them enough. And it's like, dude, come on, I've already done everything I can for you. Or like somebody gets an order wrong and they get fucking pissed, so I get to listen to them for like 10 minutes. It's like, dude, it's a pizza. I'll make you another one. I'll give you credit for next time. Just please.
Yeah. Oh man. The specificity on some orders, man, sometimes it makes my brain go in whack. And then there's always a customer that's like, oh, hey, I ordered this. Why didn't I get this? And then I look at the receipt, and I just go wide-eyed like, it doesn't say here on the receipt for your pickup delivery or whatever that you ordered it. They're like, no, I definitely did order it. And then I'm just like, why isn't it on the receipt then? And then they start bitching, and they're like, oh, you should give it to me for free. And I'm like, I can't do that for you. And then after going back and forth for a bit, I have to call the manager.
And then he gives it to you for free.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's usually the best approach. Like, when working there, it's just like, just give them it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, for either the person that owns the place or for that, it's just like, dude, just fucking give them it unless you know they're completely bullshitting you. It's just not worth it.
Oh man, it's always these coupon guys sometimes, man.
So the Karens get away with it, man.
Yeah. Oh no, there was this one time Karen didn't get away with it. I felt pretty good. I felt like a sinister ass motherfucker. Because there's this coupon deal for, what is it? I guess you have Cineplex theaters over there too, because it's one of the biggest chains. But you have like a scene card. You have that shit there?
Scene card.
Well, it's basically the rewards program, and they do cross promotions with restaurants sometimes. And the one I worked at had one, basically. And there was this one: spend over $40 to get X amount of points. And there was this one motherfucker. The order came down at like 38, but then after tax, it was like 41 or something. And I put in the order. I tried to do the scene. Whatever, the coupon that gave them more points, and it didn't go through. And I tried to tell them that, and they're like, "Oh, okay, sure, whatever." And then after the order goes through, they're like, "Wait, why didn't the shit go through?" And I'm like, "Bro, I told you, it didn't go through because it was over $40 because it was only $40 after tax, and that doesn't count. Read the fine print." And I got cheesed. I was so cheesed because this guy seemed like he was gonna listen to me about it, but
yeah, you told him.
But after the fact, he ends up bitching about it, and then he ends up sitting in the takeout corner for a while trying to call his wife, talking loudly about how this kid didn't give me scene points or something. And I'm just sitting there trying to help the other person. I'm like, bro, I can hear you. I don't say anything, of course. I got to put on that good customer service face. They end up getting their food, and they end up leaving, and they're giving me sass, but then I give them sass back. And then they give me the middle finger. And then to that, I said, thank you, come again. And it felt so good. It felt so good. I don't know, maybe I'm twisted like that. When people treat me like shit, I feel good about myself a little bit.
That's because you knew they're mad.
I knew they were mad about it, and I knew that it was their own fault. And hey, if their day's ruined, better was fine with me because like they're a shithead.
I mean, if that's enough to ruin your day, like, I don't know. I feel like there's better things to get angry about.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get angry at people these days, especially because I just go by the attitude that it could always be worse. Someone's being a dick to me online, whatever. It could be worse. I'll just laugh it off. It's fine.
Clown mentality, honk. It's all comedy.
It's all comedy, truly, it's all just comedy.
Because some of this shit's comedic. Honestly, you get something very serious going on. It's just like, dude, this is absurd. If you step back for just a second, it's like, dude, what is this guy getting angry about?
The world may scream, but you, the clown, shall laugh.
Yeah.
Man, I was kind of the class clown. Not gonna lie. Like, holy
really?
shit. Yeah. Hey, it put me cushy with these good social circles, man. Not gonna lie. As long as I don't go overboard making these dumb jokes and acting like a shithead.
Oh man. Our friends used to fuck with people a little bit. There's a Spanish class we used to have, and there was this alarm clock that that was sitting on the front desk. So what they do before the teacher came in is they twist it so it was going. It was one of those little twist ones that fucking brings after like an hour.
Like a kitchen timer or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. So it was up there.
What?
And they just twist that thing at the beginning of class, and eventually it fucking goes off. It's funnier than shit.
In the middle of class.
And she'd wonder who the fuck did it.
No one would say.
Nobody fess up.
That's pretty funny. If I was a teacher in that situation, I don't know. Maybe your Spanish teacher had a good sense of humor. I feel like I'd laugh it off. I'm not gonna lie.
She probably laughed like once, and then it kept happening.
It
just kept
palm
happening.
to the head.
She's one of those ones where it's like, "Are you high?" She'd accuse you of being high if you were sick. Then one time I showed up to your class when I was high, and she didn't
say shit.
She didn't say shit. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
damn,
it's pretty good.
I could hold my highness pretty well. Some of the other kids that I knew, nah, not really. They would yak in the middle of the hall.
Oh man, nostalgia.
Is the lettuce legalized in your state?
Yeah,
you're more southern, aren't you? Oh, it is.
Totally is. Yeah, I mean,
that's good.
When I went back home, people were growing it in the fields.
Holy, damn.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
So you don't even need a license.
I don't think so. I mean, people were growing it literally in fields, and some had it in their yards, shit like that.
Like that's insane. Here, you need a license to retail it.
I mean, they probably did have a license, considering they're doing a ton of it.
All right.
But yeah, there's a bunch of like these little green tents that are popping up. That are probably the variant people are really smoking to get high, rather than the CBD variants.
Hmm. Yeah, you have these absurd variants, dude, like orange tomato, some weird fucking name, Hawaiian Honolulu volcano or some shit.
Alaskan thunderfuck.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's real, man. That's
real. Alaskan thunderfuck.
That's what I used to get in high school. Another common one was lemon diesel, I think.
Shit, man. I don't ask for anything specific. I just ask my friends to put me on. That's all.
I mean, that's what I used to ask for too, but then I'd get told what they are, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
That's funny. Shit.
Like, yeah, this is pretty good, man. Thanks.
Suppose that's enough musing about our pasts now. So let's talk about something.
Now that people have enough dirt on us.
Yeah, that's enough. They know we're stoners. They don't know about my criminal record or anything. Nah, sorry, hush. Let's think about something more present-minded. And I don't know. This is one of the out of left field questions that I'm gonna put on you. I'm sorry. I have to always do this. But what are your thoughts on communities being split due to a difference in values?
Oh no.
This is as broad as possible. Be as broad as possible. You don't necessarily need to go down the road of specificity here.
That really can vary for a lot of reasons. What are they splitting for?
Just the difference in values. Maybe they're thinking one side's thinking this, the other's thinking this. So in a little offshoot just makes their own little mini community. Ends up fracturing the whole sense.
Well, I mean, how big is this community? Because that can really affect things. Depending on how big the community is, that could take a sizable amount of people. And honestly, if it's a small enough fraction, it's whatever. But if it completely ruins the other community, well, it might be a problem. I mean, it depends on what people really value, because it's like the users will go to where they, I don't know,
Yeah.
where they believe their values align with. So
I know it always causes a lot of shitstorm, and it exemplifies any sort of dissonance in values between people that were already in the pre-existing server, people that are maybe on the fringe, or just have the notion of like both at the same time. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So that makes it hard for people like that, especially where that's where a lot of outspoken people end up coming out. In the case of my locals, and I'll just say this as a martyr here, but there's a deep dark history in my fucking locals, man. My local server is, well, locals entirely is University of Toronto Street Fighter Blue. Used to be red.
Hmm.
And there was never this discrepancy in color at first, but that's what they started calling it because
Red versus
of
blue, huh?
red versus blue, I guess. But it was always blue, but no, I think it was always red actually. But the old heads and a bunch of other people weren't really into the epic gamer culture, you know. You know how gamers can get, you know, sometimes gamer
Some heated
moments,
yeah.
some heated gamer moments. Those happen all the time at my club, and not in a bad sense, more like in a funny sense.
All right.
We say shit that we probably wouldn't want on our permanent records or anything. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean,
that's part of the fun of it. You know, we drink during the club.
Yeah.
We shoot the shit. We say shit that's like not particularly politically correct, but this other offshoot, nah, they weren't about that. So they dragged a lot of people off, and it was just a dark time. You know?
I mean, did they even talk with you guys about it? Like, did they even say anything before doing that?
They just ended up saying that they were done. Maybe they expressed their opinions about it. I didn't really join until afterwards. But there was one event in particular where a difference in values for our like fighting in community as a city kind of comes to a head, and that like there's some TOs that don't really like, get along, and kind of fractures the player base a little bit. Like I ended up going to one tournament because this other TO decided, all right, I'm gonna have this tournament on the same day as the other, right?
Okay.
And they both ran Unist.
Nice.
So it was just a case of going to the one that everyone was going, basically.
Mm.
And it's good that they all went to the one that I agreed with personally. Not gonna lie, feels good, man. But hey, everyone already registered for the one that I wasn't really fond of prior to knowing that Eunice was gonna be run at the other one.
So I mean, they ended up showing up to the yours though, right?
Yeah, that was a bigger one. The one that I went 0-2 in.
Oh,
feels bad.
Why did you get fucking shit on by Byaki again?
Nah, not again. I destroyed that man last time. I destroyed his brain. I absorbed his brain. Well, to put it bluntly, I was top seed, and the guy on bottom seed was kind of a dark horse. I underestimated his power, and I started goofing off in the middle of the match. And also, I drank before the match, so yeah, that's probably why. I probably should stop my habit of drinking prior to my matches. I don't know, man. I gotta calm my nerves somehow.
You just fucking clowning around too much.
Yeah, I really was. I just started running into the corner after getting a knockdown for no reason, just because I thought it was funny. It's hard, man. It's hard to be serious. But yeah, I guess those are my thoughts about communities being split one way or another. I guess it's an inevitability for some communities that end up growing big enough to have a bunch of different users who have different values and shit. I don't know. I'm not really the type that likes to pick sides, so I'd rather just sit where it's comfy, you know?
Mm-hmm. I can get that. Also, sorry, just 1 second, Milk. All right, good now. Just had to deal with something real quick.
All right. Any other thoughts?
Oh, it sounds good. Community splitting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Don't know.
On a very broad sense, it's kind of hard to talk about because it always comes down to needing like specifics, I guess. Like you were talking about specifically with your local scene and all that, and how it ended up just kind of working out because you went with the one that ended up having the most folks.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, yeah, I mean, like obviously, folks know about like offshoot servers and all that happening recently.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
Mm-hmm. All I can say is good luck to them.
Yeah.
Like good luck because I know they're basically I know their intent and I know they're trying to do what they feel is right. But
It's hard to antagonize people when, like, I hate using this idiom for real life situations, but they're the hero of their own story, basically. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
because they're trying to do what they feel is right, but at the same time, I'll hit them with the old Genki. I don't agree with that. It's like no, I don't necessarily think they're what they're doing is the best idea. And at least with what it's been so far is a lot of resounding no from other people too.
Yeah,
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll work out, and if it does, then I mean, good for them.
it's here and there, and we'll see how it turns out, I suppose.
Yeah,
Best of
I'm
luck to
gonna.
them. That's all.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue on doing what I'm doing, and we're gonna be hosting the tournament tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe time
usual.
for big monthly question mark? Perhaps.
I mean, we could do it monthly. Wouldn't be bad.
Well, I mean a bigger monthly.
A bigger monthly? What do you mean?
Like a actual straight up bracket tourney.
Oh, you mean just like double Elam?
Yeah.
I mean, we could just do straight up double Elam. I don't mind.
All right. I'll run some ideas through the woodworks, and perhaps that will be the start of something new. We'll see how it turns out with what goes on with this other server, basically.
Yeah, Swiss double Elam. I'm happy with whatever, as long as folks have fun with the games.
Yeah. And though the both of us don't really play Soku anymore, I'm sure you can attest to how watching it is maybe more entertaining than playing it these days. I don't know if you agree with that now.
I mean, like I've had some fun games. I mean, like honestly, I was playing with Techman the other day, and that was all right. But I mean, like,
Nice.
it's a bit different because I'm not really in that scene. I'm not really invested as much anymore in terms of like trying to grow as other players. So for me, it was just like trying to teach him certain things and trying to get him accustomed to the matchup. So it's kind of fun, is teaching him a little bit. He didn't change his profile picture, by the way.
Shit. Yo, calling out this man. I don't know if he's gonna end up watching this episode, but
He's probably not. He's probably not.
We'll see.
He used to have a Yachi picture, and he changed it to Aya at some point. I'm like, dude, you got to change it back.
Coward.
Does
this affect your stance on TOing though? Like the fact that you're just here and there with playing, and that you're not 100% invested in it, or are you just happy to TO in general?
I'm happy with TO, and I like watching the matches. It's fun. I like giving back to the community a little bit too because I enjoy the community a lot. The game's fun. I'm not as invested as I used to be, so this is my way of giving back to the community rather than being one of those strong players or whatever. It's just like I'll give people a venue to shine in instead. Yeah, I'd rather do that because I mean we've been doing a few of these tournaments now. I'm pretty accustomed to doing them.
Yeah.
I got into that groove.
Already stuck in that that habit of running these things, and it's fun. So hey,
yeah, I mean I enjoy it.
Here's to another year.
Yeah, to another year. Glug glug.
All right. So we're just about wrapping up here. What is this you're sending now? Oh my.
Just a nice picture I found.
Nice. Let's take a closer look.
Who?
I thought her eye was like makeup or something.
Who could it be? Who could have drawn this picture? We could have talked about them in a previous podcast.
Was it Mr. Spacejin himself?
How could you tell?
I actually couldn't because he doesn't. I don't really see his color work too often. Just a good guess based on the line work.
I was gonna say the line work and the eyes. It's always the eyes.
Well, I mean, when you place his eyes on a certain character, then yeah, you can tell. If you saw his Kaguya, for example, you can probably tell that's Spacejin's Kaguya. I haven't seen her draw anyway. Maybe I've seen like 1 or 2 drawings, but yeah.
There's only a few new ways. So I guess for the last piece of recommendations, have you been reading any or watching anything?
Shit. All right. I only have one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been here and there with shit these days. I've been mostly focusing on drawing, so I don't really have as much time to sink into video games and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone movies that I've been meaning to watch or what have you.
Latest Blade Runner.
Hey, I actually did end up watching Blade.
Oh, okay.
Now it's Joker. I need to watch Joker. I'm sorry, Gup.
I was gonna say I need to watch Joker as well. People are just talking about it and shit posting today. I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch it.
Big black text balls, and I'm just like, part of me wants to click them because they're spoilers. Sometimes I can't help myself. I need to click it.
No, you can't if you're gonna watch it, man.
I know. I had to stop myself. It fucks me, man. I see some shit like that, like spoilered images too. I need to see them, even if it might fuck me up.
Yeah,
like those Gothams. All right, but anyways, that aside, it's a manga that I actually ended up getting imported from Japan because I wanted to support the dude who made it.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of whack. It's called Spectral Knight. The style is really like cutesy. They're all done in like chibis and shit, but it's pretty real, you know. Have you ever seen any of Dalman Seiman's work? Like Voynich Hotel? You heard of that?
No, I'm uncultured.
Cultured swine? I see. Well, that's unfortunate. I was expecting you to say something. I was expecting you to like go like fuck you or something, but okay. Basically, the hallmark of Dalman Seiman's style is slightly quirky, offbeat dark humor with a cutesy little style that you probably wouldn't expect that sort of shit from. So that discrepancy in of itself is interesting, but the story for Spectral Knight is good. Basically
what, like
about
Abyss?
No.
Where you have cutesy, but then
okay,
terrible?
Well, not that extreme. It's just like it's a cutesy style, but the issues are like fucking modern day and real, like real shit, like loneliness, being a prodigious yet lonely, you know, shit like that. Basically, it's about a witch in modern times, and she's just trying to chill and live her life. But this Templar order is like keeps fucking with her. Like, oh, we gotta recover this dark tome of world destruction and shit, and she just doesn't want any of that. So she's kind of stuck in between sides of like the old witch order because they kind of faded out after fucking themselves over so hard. And yeah, just interactions are pretty funny, and it's pretty depressing at the same time too. I wanted to brain myself after reading it. So you know those types of stories always get me. You know.
The ones that make you want to brain yourself.
Yeah, like, and it's just a dichotomy between dark humor and that like my sadness, my depression. Those kinds of works are the ones that stick with me the most. I feel. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a degen.
I don't know. Ones that don't have good endings tend to stick with you a little bit more.
Yeah. And I don't want to say if the ending is good or not. Maybe. You'll have to read it. I'll show it to you.
No, okay, sure.
It's definitely worth your time.
It's got Knight in the title. I'm already hooked a little bit.
Wait, was it Knight or Witch? Fuck. I swear it was Knight.
Okay, I'm not so hooked anymore. I'm not sold.
Sorry.
All right,
fuck, man. I'm gonna look it up now.
Okay.
I'll look it up now. Shit, it was Spectral Wizard. I'm stupid,
I don't know
dude.
about that one.
Yeah, but wizards are sick, man.
Yeah, what's
she has a sword still. She has a sword still.
But she's a witch.
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah,
wizard.
she's sweet though. She's sweet.
Okay.
She's sweet, bro. Trust me. All right. Well, that's my only recommendation for now. I don't really have too much. And I see you posted drawing here. Maybe is it because they said Spectral Knight? Is that why?
Oh, you're talking about drawings. You're talking about your drawings earlier, so I was like, oh, okay, here's one of them.
Oh yeah. Shit, man. I'm still trying to figure out my style. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's fine.
I'm kind of going in between the fucking stupid looking chibis and more realistic figures. I kind of want to get an in between, like kind of stylized looking. I'll get there when I get there, I guess.
Why are you stuck? You don't have to pick one. Just do whatever you want.
I know, but I want to develop something that like screams, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to output. You know what I mean?
So half chibi.
Kinda, sorta. Like, imagine PSG, except they're not super deformed, sort of like that, I guess. Like just sharp looking. I don't know.
Okay. Well, for recommendations lately, I was given a copy of the first Promised Neverland for Christmas from my old buddy from back home. So I read through that, and then I read through a lot more of them. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
But how much do you know?
Just the basic premise. Just a bunch of lads.
It's a bunch of kids at an orphanage.
Yeah, and it's fricked. That's all. That's
I was gonna say, I can only go so far into it without spoilers, so it's very hard to explain what's going on. So I'm like, does he know about it? Do I need to say more? I don't know. Are people interested in reading it?
It's always been like sort of this thing that has glowing praise for it, but I just never got around to it. But now that I'm being told personally by you that it's good, it kind of gives me more drive to take a look at it. It's just manga too, right? So
yeah, no, you can breeze right through it pretty fast,
easily digestible.
And yeah, it's honestly a little refreshing because it's a different setting than I don't know, some of the stuff that I've seen before. I want to say more, but anything else I say is spoiler territory.
Oh shit. I'd imagine.
Because it gets there very fast. Let's just say that. Like, let me see here.
Maybe probably in the span of the first chapter, I would imagine.
Within the first book.
Yeah, bro.
Within the first book, it already gets spoiler heavy. But I mean, I guess that's to hook you, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that's how they get you.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind having more physical copies of it, but shit, man, I don't have that money to throw around, so I'll just read them online.
That's reasonable. I feel that way about manga in general, dude. It's like you have a lot of groups doing scanlations and shit, or just outright scanning the English copies and just putting that online.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's pretty easy to find online these days. Like, you don't even have to pay for Crunchyroll or any of that shit. It used to be way easier before, and they've removed some. But nah, you can still find them. Like, if you ever want Dr. Stone or Chainsaw Man or anything, you can usually find somebody that provides them.
You can definitely find it.
Yeah, these days, if I ever buy a physical copy, honestly, I only have like physical copies of like one light novel, which you found out in the Jackbox game yesterday.
Yes. What's that light novel?
Goblin Slayer.
As
the only one I have physical copies of.
Damn. I got the manga for it from my fighting game tournament. It was supposed to be for the first place guy, but he had to ditch for a different tourney on the same day.
Oh,
so
dude, he missed out.
The copies went to me. He missed out. Yo, I got the manga sitting there. I got the side story one too, sitting on my shelf.
Dude, the artwork's not bad in those. Just saying.
It's actually pretty good. I read it before I ended up getting my hands on those physical copies, so having them, it feels nice to have physical copies of manga or like Blu-rays of whatever show or TV show or whatever fucking movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you've already read them, but sure, it's different when you have actually a physical copy of whatever it is. And with like the light novels, there's a lot that's in those, and it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I have this.
Yeah, I've taken to buying the Japanese copies when I have some money to throw around, just because I feel like it's a nice gesture to support these mangakas, get their works just put online and just consumed. Really consumed. We live in a consumer society. Consumers.
I want to pay for these things, but at the same time, what is expected for them is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot.
Shit. I mean, I feel the same way about my Dojin CDs too. The ones from recently released ones from recent Komiket are like 1,500 yen. That's like $20. So it's like $20 for each CD, plus the shipping, which can come to like 30. And it's a little bit painful on the wallet. I'm not gonna lie. Even if I do get these CDs in hand, and the dopamine release is so intense, I don't know.
Well, look, you can only imagine when my budget is limited, and I'm reading this shit. Like, having a physical copy is a rare thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah. Well, I got one. I got one series. Maybe I'll get others in the future. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I'd get a physical copy of for light novels, though.
I feel like if I wanted to get a light novel copy of anything, it would be Kino's Journey.
Absolutely, Kino.
Absolutely Kino, bro.
I don't know.
Just to see what the anime was based off of, because I haven't actually read those.
I don't know anything about Kino's Journey, man.
It's an oldie. I don't know. Have you watched any of those old shows, like early 2000s, or they started like getting more mainstream-ish anime at least?
Which ones?
Say Gunslinger Girl, Trigun, shit like that.
No, I think I missed out on that. Man, what's even the early? I mean, I guess, yeah. No, anything early that I've watched has been mostly comedy.
Damn. What?
You're say Sarah?
I guess our difference here is coming to light. That name doesn't ring a bell. Feels bad.
It's pretty prolific, dude. It's the fucking girl in the fucking tiger stripe bikini.
Oh, the demon-looking girl.
Lamu.
Lamu.
Fucking,
Okay,
Oni.
I know then.
Yeah, that's the name of the series she's from.
I just know it as that's the one that girl's from, dude.
That what girl?
That's a series that girl's from.
Yeah,
That's all that comes to mind when I see her.
exactly.
Like, oh, it's that girl.
I think that's the case with a lot of people. I just ended up watching it, and it's a lot of just one-off episodes.
I feel like a show like that would be pretty good.
It's the kind of show that you like. I'm gonna go to bed soon. I'll watch an episode or two of this and go to bed because they're all usually self-contained episodes, and
Yeah,
that's why
usually how it is with
having
these
like
comedy shows, eh?
300 to 500 episodes.
Holy.
Yeah, no, it was a lot. It was a
Damn.
long-standing one. Actually, let me look it up.
Some of these girls from these old animes, though, not gonna lie, pretty sweet.
They're pretty good, dude.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Like, especially Ursa Yatsura. There's a few good girls there. Let's see. This one had about 210 to 20. So yeah,
Holy. A lot.
and like 5 or 6 movies. Yeah, pretty
6 whole
popular
movies.
series. Pretty popular series.
You know, I never think about that. Like these series do end up having like a bunch of movies. Crayon Shin-chan probably has what, more than 20? Honestly, I don't have the exact number, but I would imagine that's the case.
Shit, man. I know. I think the series that has the most episodes is Doraemon, and it's like in the thousands.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like Japanese Simpsons in a sense.
Shit,
It's too much.
Is it still going?
I don't know.
I know One Piece is still going, right? I think. I don't know. I think Gintama's done. I know those two are like the long ass ones. Shit, man. Now I gotta look this shit up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now.
I'll start with
It's
Gintama.
still ongoing.
We still going? Completed? Alright, yeah. Gintama completed in 2018.
Okay.
After, what, 300-ish episodes? Yeah, 300. One Piece. Oh, the anime has a separate page. It's still going. One Piece, 917 episodes, bro. What the hell? That's a fuck ton.
Dear God.
Holy.
How many? How many? Oh, no, it's way more than I thought.
Uh-oh. Much?
Almost 1,800.
18 fucking hundred. Almost 2,000 episodes of Doraemon.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. And
Yeah, now that I think about it, what about Case Closed? Detective Conan.
Dear God. Yeah, because this is an anime from 1979. And it aired from 1979 to 2005.
Shit.
Yeah.
But it's completed now, though, right?
No, it's actually done. It is done.
Okay.
Unless they're doing remakes, it's done.
Like, Detective Conan is still going, dude. Starting from 1996 up until present day. Episode 965. God.
He still has like 800 episodes to go to catch up.
Yeah. We'll see if they end up going that far.
They're gonna have to think of some material, dude.
What a trip. I'm sure by that point they're dead from BB rehashes, man. Like 1,000 plus episodes. How many concepts can you think of?
Dude,
I feel like they'd end up being recycled after like the 50th.
You gotta give them credit, man. That's a lot. It's a lot of different things you gotta think of to fucking fill that space.
Yeah.
Unless they're like 10-minute episodes. Like shit, man.
Alright. Well, I suppose with that diversion, that'd be a good stopping off point for our recommendations.
Yeah.
But there is one thing that we need to get to before we end up closing off.
Okay.
The viewer question from the previous episode that we didn't get to.
Oh, yes.
That we're months late on at this point, I'm pretty sure.
Didn't I draw a
How
picture
does it
for
feel?
this?
How does it feel to embrace degeneracy? Yes, you did draw a picture.
Where is it? Do you have that picture still?
Yeah, I'll pull it up for the video. I'll pull it up. Ready to get demonetized.
I mean, it feels pretty fine, man. Just being true to yourself.
Yeah, it feels good, man. That's all I really have to say, honestly.
Feels good, man.
Feels good, man.
It's good to have a venue to talk about those sorts of things, you know?
Alright, well, now you're making it real. Now I gotta make it real. Shit, man. Well,
how real you want to make it? Like, we can just end it here. It's fine.
No. I gotta put my input now that you put your input.
Alright, fine.
So, it's good. It's good to just let it out sometimes. And being on the internet, where usually your words won't get you too much flack, you know? They don't really have too much bearing, as long as you can laugh it off. It's nice. You can just say whatever you want, you can be open about yourself, and you can be happy being you. You don't mind maybe one or two people giving you the side eye. So what? People are gonna come to respect you for being yourself, and that's all there is to it.
Just be yourself, man.
Be yourself.
Just be yourself, man.
Yeah, it's not like it's hard. Did that take a lot out of you to say that shit?
Just be yourself. Yeah, no, it takes a lot to say that.
Yeah, it's maybe I don't want to make it sound like it's too easy or anything. For me, I feel like it is. It probably depends on the person.
I don't know.
But
it feels good to be able to talk about it and bullshit, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, depending on the person, maybe it isn't even a factor of embracing degeneracy. It's just a fact about
there's not that person
being open about oneself. Maybe that's all that there is to it. And sometimes that can be hard. But in terms of how it feels, once you get over that hump, and you can really just discard any notion about being embarrassed about yourself, then I think that's a good angle to approach interacting with other people and living out your own life. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be genuine. Gotta be genuine at least to yourself. You're living. You're the one you're stuck with for ages. So you mean like, if this is who you are, it's not really changing.
Right. And yeah, more so than doing that and thinking too much about what other people think about you, it's important to reflect on yourself or anything else, I guess. I guess that's a grander point. I shouldn't say like, oh, just be yourself around other people, bro.
Just be yourself, man.
Be yourself to yourself. And if you end up losing grasp of that, then you're fricked, man. Who even are you anymore?
Yeah, like, I mean, you can set ideals and like work towards stuff, but at the same time, like, be realistic. Like, this is who you are. You like these things. And if you're trying to just be like, no, dude, this fucking degenerate, no, I don't like that shit, man. It's not okay. It's like, no, dude, like, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. That's just how it is.
Yeah. That's waste behavior.
You can be open about it, or you can repress it. Or you can just be like, not be complete degen and hide it in public, of course. That's always a good option.
That's reasonable.
That's a reasonable option. But in the appropriate venues, of course.
Yeah, that's important, having the venue, I suppose. Alright. I guess that's a good answer. That's a good answer. We both gave our input, so I hope you're satisfied with that answer. Mr. Question Answer. Mr. Question Asker. Asker-er?
Sorry, we gave you something a little bit genuine. We gave you too much genuine here. I thought you probably just wanted a meme or something. Which, yeah.
It's all memes and the clowns' shoes, dude.
Honk. You can have this. You know, there's your meme. That's how it feels.
How it feels to embrace degeneracy. He smiles in the wake of the jeers. Always smiling.
There's also some tears too, just because of how hard he's laughing. Nobody thinks anything when people laugh at the clown, but when the clown laughs at you, and people stop to think.
Shit.
Well, that's about all I have to say tonight. Did you have anything else, Milk?
Nah, that's all I have on board.
All right.
So just to close off, thanks for watching the first episode of the Down to Earth podcast this year. I didn't say the name of the podcast in the opening. We just went right into it. Damn. Someone fire me.
Down to Earth 2020.
Down to Earth 2020 podcast, episode 4. Thanks for watching.
Episode 4. Is it only really the 4th episode?
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
it's the fact that the last one took 2 goddamn hours and made it feel like it was 10 episodes in one, but you know. 4th episode.
No, I'm not doubting you or anything. I believe. I'm just like,
yeah.
Is it the 5th or the 4th?
It's the 4th. It's the 4th.
Okay.
Alright. Well, nevertheless, thanks for watching. Shout outs to the usual peeps. Thanks for watching us this whole time. You know who you are. That's all I need to say.
Yep.
And
thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you'll be back for next time. And yeah, of course, leave feedback. I appreciate it. It makes us be aware of what you guys are interested in and what you actually want to listen to. You know.
Love to hear your comments, even if it's just like, make more.
Yeah, make more is a perfectly fine comment, or fuck you, bro. Like just give me something.
Alright, well, I'm sure we'll get something. I'm sure. Alright. Well, we'll pop off for now. So, see you all around next time.
Take it easy. See you next time.